Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Frances Lorenz, and I'm delighted to welcome all of you that are here and all of you who are watching online. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy Day of the Dead. So much is happening at this time of year. So you've just heard Down by the Sally Gardens, which was arranged by Dimitri Vargas and played by Bienvenido, Yangco. Thank you. So at this time, I want to introduce the musicians today. They are Terry O'Hara on piano. Steve and Kristi Nebel are our guest artists and band today. On platform with me is Beverly Holland. Our staff minister, Matthew Breck, will be doing our meditation in just a moment. And so I'm going to invite Bev to do an opening prayer, followed by the meditation. And then Leslie Willis is going to share how Samhain is celebrated. It's a Celtic festival, and we usually do a Dia de los Muertos ceremony, but today we're going to learn about Samhain.
Good morning. So I invite you to close your outer eyes if you so choose, and just know the truth with me. I recognize that the Spirit of God is absolutely everywhere. That same Spirit is actually the energy that enervates everything, from people to pets to everything in nature, and way, way beyond our earth, into the heavens, into the space. It is all God. It is all Spirit. And that same Spirit is available to each and every one of us at any time to choose to use that goodness and peace and love and have that in our lives. And so today, when we wake up with the sun, it is so easy to know that God is here, that Spirit is always here. But even in the dark clouds, it is also here. So I'm just so grateful for this day. And I say thank you, and so it is.
Good morning. I'd like to invite you to close your outer eyes. Place your feet flat on the earth. And let's begin breathing together. Just allowing that process of life to remind us to be here now. And as we breathe in, let's breathe in that beautiful divine nature and allow it to resonate through our entire physical body and to awaken our soul this morning. To the beauty of this sacred day, this day of Samhain. And this morning I invite you on this day, the day where the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest, to think about those loved ones who have passed on. And to send them love this morning. And feel that love coming back to you. And let's know together that that love is an exchange that happens in the universe all the time. It's the process of creation. So this morning, let's just be quiet for a moment and experience that beautiful exchange. I invite you to take this love into your heart space. Allow it to resonate in your soul. Allow it to remind you of how beautiful and sacred this experience on this earthly plane is. And I invite you to say yes this morning to enjoying every bit of it you possibly can, and to allow yourself to live in joy and peace, and most of all, pure love. And notice how that changes your view of the world and of life, and allows you to rest into that truth and to be in appreciation and deep gratitude. Just breathing all of this in right here and right now. And as we come back to the room, the autumn sun shining through the stained glass windows, the transition taking place outside, I just invite you to engage today. I know that the message will speak to your heart, your mind, your soul. And so I invite you to soak it up and enjoy it and open your eyes and return to the room. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Francis, for this beautiful opportunity to share this holiday. And thank you for the beautiful meditation, Reverend Matthew. Brought tears to my eyes. Maybe it was the sun. So today we celebrate Samhain, Halloween, as we know it today. Samhain is a traditional Gaelic holiday celebrating the end of the growing season and the beginning of the dark winter, the end of the year and the beginning of the new year. The last of the crops have been harvested, and it's now time to return the livestock to the barns. Any crops still in the fields would be left as offerings to the nature spirits, and some animals will be slaughtered for the winter. Traditional celebrations include bonfires and lots of feasting and dancing. Bones from the feasting of meat are tossed into the fire as offerings for healthy and plentiful livestock in the new year. And ashes from the bonfires would be spread in the fields to protect and bless the lands. It is the time of the year that the veil is very thin between the worlds, allowing departed loved ones to visit. The wee folk, or fairies, are also very active and like to pull pranks on we humans. So people traveling at night would wear disguises. And people would also carve scary faces into turnips to keep the spirits from their homes, and they would leave food offerings to appease them should they venture closer. Samhain is a time to bless our departed loved ones and pets, and give thanks for a successful growing season and protection of the livestock in the pastures. And finally, to embrace the coming winter as the wheel of the year turns, never ending. Colors for this holiday are black for protection and removing negativity, orange for joy and manifesting positivity, white for protection and purification, and silver for reflection and spirituality, and gold for prosperity and success. My affirmation for Samhain is, I have been blessed with a bountiful season, and for this I am deeply grateful. I embrace the coming dark winter as time for inner reflection and continued spiritual growth. So it is, and blessed be.
This song is in keeping with the theme for today, which is Together We Move Forward. Many times we have been unable to move forward in our career of travel without the help of other people, not just each other.
We are just two orphans riding at each other's side. We hold each other's hearts in hand as through this life we ride. We've been to the Northland, to the land of the ice and snow. We've been to the Southland, to the land of the orange groves. We've seen a tyrant with a sword held in his hand. We stayed with a tenant farmer, we've helped him to his land. We've stayed with a gentlefolk in a village in the south. We've been to the land of the polar bear with the Eskimo. Yeah, the darkness falls, the cold wind blows. You cannot find the shelter any way that you could go. You hold the crystal in your hand and you feel the crystal's glow as it makes connections in your thoughts to the angels of the road. You know they'll come to your minstrel soul. They'll hear the song inside your mind and will make their cup seem full. You know they'll come to shelter from the storm. By the fire, give you bread and wine and a place where you can warm. It's only faith, something that you know. When the world is giving up on you, there's a place where you can go. They're the angels, angels of the road. This world may be treacherous, this may only be a dream. As the world changes faces, it's not the way it seems. The dance goes ever faster, then the drummer slows his beat. Though you try, you cannot follow him through the fire and the heat. You stumble and you catch yourself, it was a pebble in the road. But your pack has started swinging, you've unbalanced half your load. You catch your balance once again, then you catch the drummer's beat. But the day has made you weary, every path leads to defeat. The darkness falls, the cold wind blows. You cannot find a shelter any way that you could go. You hold the crystal in your hand and you feel the crystal's glow as it makes connections in your thoughts with the angels of the road. You know they'll come to your minstrel soul. They'll hear the song inside your mind, it will make their cups seem full. You know they'll come to shelter from the storm. By the fire, give you bread and wine and a place where you can warm. It's only faith, something that you know. When the world is giving up on you, there's a place where you can go. They're the angels, angels of the road, angels of the road. They're the angels, angels of the road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. That was great. Stephen, Kristi, Nebel. Oh, well, good morning, everyone. I want to make a few announcements, and I want to call Bev up to make an announcement. But I want to talk to you about the next upcoming, well, there's two upcoming events on the 7th and the 6th and the 7th of November. And then I'm going to go backwards a little bit. So on the 14th of November, on Sunday, I've invited Reverend Michelle Jordan, who is the director of the A World That Works for Everyone choir in San Jose, California. She's their music director. So she not only sings, but she speaks, and she's going to be talking on the 14th. And then backing up to the 8th, Reverend Sonia Vargas is doing a kind of a retreat workshop after service from 1 to 6. And I really would love you to attend that. I think it's going to be really powerful and relaxing. I think someone was telling me earlier today how everything had gotten so hectic. So this is the time to relax and do some soul work. She's going to be doing circle work, and she's done retreats in Maui and other places. This is her ministry, and so I think it would be a great time to experience meditation, silence, camaraderie, small group work, and circle work as we explore Mark Nepo's book, Finding Your Inner Courage. And I think that's the theme, in keeping with our whole thing about the Knights of the Round Table, which is about courage and honor and love. Speaking of which, I have tickets. I have tickets for our event, and if you'd like to buy one, they're $75 each. And it's dinner theater. Basically, we have a whole cast of about 20 people that are performing a musical review that I wrote. And we've got songs from Spamalot, Camelot, Pippin, and our own Judy Grover has 2 songs in the show. Fabulous songs. And it's a story that's been with us for many, many centuries. So you know it has a spiritual essence to it because it's lasted so long. Early tales were as early as 600, but the Arthurian legend moved really forward after the 1100s to present day. Look at the popularity of Camelot. So you'll have a chance to experience humor. Mario is playing Merlin the magician. We have 2 variety performing artists that are going to be there, and they're part of the show, but they'll also be doing performance on the side. There's close-up magic happening at your table. We have a live auction of 6 items and a raffle of some wonderful items as well. So if you'd like to help on this event, I would love to have a team together that could help. We usually try to meet on Thursday afternoons to do event planning. So talk to me if you're interested in being a part of that team and not engaged in the show, because I've engaged so many people in the show. It's unbelievable. And they're doing a great job. They come in and during the week and rehearse. So you can bet that it's going to be a wonderful dinner opportunity. It's a medieval style dinner. There'll be, it starts at 5 o'clock on December 3rd. And so it will be 5 o'clock hors d'oeuvres and wine. Then 5:30 we'll be doing auctions. At 6 we'll have a medieval dinner, and at 7 o'clock is the show. So you won't want to miss a single minute of it. And we have Bienvenido doing the prelude work with medieval music, And so I think it's going to be a really fun event, and one that she'll be inspired by and come away with. So get your ticket now. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of this event, I am seeking sponsors of the show, which is $300. We're doing full costumes and the whole works. So, and we have a professional costumer, Valley, who is she's done costuming professionally. So she's ordered these amazing fabrics for the nights, and it's going to be really quite spectacular. We have a set designer who spent 10 years with the Vancouver Opera designing sets. And he's our designer, and he's got his sets downstairs, and he comes in during the week and works on these gorgeous sets, which are going to be the Camelot Castle and a drawbridge and all kinds of things. It's very exciting. So we are holding this not here, but at the Urban Elk Club, which is at 2301 Cedar, South Cedar, in town. They have a beautiful room. It's very spacious and large, and a full stage, 20-foot wide stage. So we have room for all these gorgeous sets that we're doing. So I invite you to attend. Mario has, we have table captains. I know that I have a table, Mario has a table, Matthew has a table, and you can see about, and I have the tickets, so you have to come see. No, I'm kidding. I haven't distributed them to the table captains yet. We just got them hot off the press, thanks to Leslie. Also want to thank Sharon for the beautiful decorations today. So, and I want to call up Bev to tell you about a special event I know nothing of. They've kept it totally secret.
We have a lot going on this fall, don't we? Well, this is the first event. It's actually next Saturday, November 6th. And it is an event for Reverend Francis and Mario, actually. And it's celebrating, number one, her book that has just been published. And it is a book signing. She will talk about the book. It's about community, growing community. What's the name of it again? Forming the future. I'm sorry. I always just, is a journey. Forming the future is a journey. And she will be talking about it and signing books. So there is no cost to attend this. It's here. It's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to have live music, obviously talks. It is a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for a reason. And that is what the practitioners learned a while back, is that many ministers in our movement do not have a savings plan for their retirement. It is not offered at very many churches at all, including this one, because we have to keep the doors open. So what we decided to do is start a fundraising campaign, and that every gift will actually go right into this retirement account. And Reverend Francis is planning to retire at the end of next year. So we may have other events, but this is the very first event, and it involves books, which is exciting to me. So that is the reason we're doing this, to help her start and continue her savings plan for her retirement. And we know how much she has been giving to this church and this whole community for so long. So we are inviting people from the community as well. So you're all, please welcome, or you're very welcome to come. You should have received an invitation. We'll be sending out a reminder invitation as a link in an email to our whole mailing list this week. So just click on it and If you can come, just say yes, and we'll see you on Saturday at 11.
Well, I've been playing this song for quite a while now. I always see it as a song about, I always think of it as if people were a little bit more humble, that we'd get along with each other a little bit better. I'm not certain that that's true, but it sounds like a good hypothesis, right? I had a dream last night, dream about a world gone mad. Pollution standards were relaxed. There was lots of money to be made. They were talking about building big cars. They logged the forests of the national parks. Slave labor was the order of the day. Said that kept them off of welfare anyway. I didn't like that world, so I thought about a world I'd like. Some people might have had bad thoughts, but everyone was very, very nice. Everyone would wear big floppy shoes. Everyone would wear a big floppy hat. Everyone would have a big red nose. Who could be mean in a world like that? In their big roomy pants and their big floppy hat. I had a dream last night, dream about a world gone mad. I saw a man with his finger on a trigger. Just seeing that made me feel bad. He was sitting at a big long table. Everybody there had guns too. They were threatening to shoot each other if they didn't do the things they said to. I didn't like that world, so I thought about a world I'd like. Some people might have had bad thoughts, but everyone was very, very nice. Everyone would wear big floppy shoes. Everyone would wear a big floppy hat. Everyone would have a big red nose. Who could be mean in a world like that? In their big roomy pants and their big floppy hat. I had a dream last night about a world that seemed pretty nice. Everybody had a big red smile. Of course, it was painted on their face. They were dancing in a big green field. There were people from all across the planet. There were people representing every race. It seemed to be a very happy place. I really liked that world. I didn't even have to think twice. There was every skin color in the world, and everyone was very, very nice. Everyone was wearing big floppy shoes. Everyone wore a big floppy hat. Everybody had a big red nose. Who could be mean in a world like that? In their big roomy pants and their big floppy hat. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Makes me smile. Should have worn our floppy hats, Mario. Halloween, yeah. So today's message is, I'll meet you there. It comes from that poem by Rumi, which is out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. So we've been exploring over the past month, going deeper into the soul self that supports us in our true center, the place where we began, the place where we remember who we really are, and that we are one with the one. And Ernest Holmes, our founder, tells us that the eternal has placed itself at the center of our being, and the discovery of this is the greatest discovery of the ages. And it is a discovery. That's what this journey through human experience is all about. And the message title, of course, derives from that poem by Rumi. But I ran across these rules for being human recently, adapted from Chicken Soup for the Soul. And so rule 1 is you will receive a body. And you may like it or you may hate it, but it will be yours for the entire period of time, this time around. And rule number 2, you will have opportunities for discovery because you're enrolled in a full-time informal school called life. And each day in this school, you will have an opportunity to discover something about yourself and the way life works. You may like the opportunities, or you may think they're irrelevant, but you'll always have them. Rule number 3, there are no mistakes, only opportunities. And discovering who you are is a process of trial and error. It's a process of experimentation. Failed experiments are as much a part of the process as experiments that ultimately work. So rule number 4 is discovery opportunities are repeated until the discovery is made. If you don't make the discovery from an opportunity presented, that's okay, because it'll simply come back around. Rule number 5 is discovery opportunities don't end. There's no part of life that does not contain opportunities. And if you're still breathing, there's more to discover. Rule 6, what you make up of your life is up to you. You have all the tools and resources you need, and so it's up to you. The choice is yours. Rule number 7 is your ideas, your answers, as well as your ideas, lie inside of you. And the answers to life's questions are there. All you have to do is look, listen, and trust. And then rule number 8 is you will forget all of this. But here's a bonus rule, rule number 9. You can remember all of this whenever you want. So the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Those are the words of T.S. Eliot. This month we've explored, we've remembered, we've returned home to who we came here to be. our authentic selves. And to accomplish this, there are kind of some intrinsic qualities of authentic self, qualities that when we express them, we know that we're connected. We're connected to that self that's out beyond in the field, as Rumi talks about. And when we focus on these qualities, we call our authentic self out from behind the mask that we tend to wear to hide. So here are 7 qualities of that out beyond self that can reach that field of oneness. First one is wholeness. We remember we're connected to a whole, connected to everyone and everything. And remembering we're whole and complete just the way we are, warts, wrinkles, and all. Second quality is reverence. We recognize the presence of life within and honor it as sacred. Third quality is fearlessness. Facing life fearlessly because I know I'm one with God. Or, as I modify a quote from the Course in Miracles, if we knew who walked as us, there would be nothing to fear. Fourth quality is integrity. Leading our lives in such a way that we wouldn't be ashamed to sell our parrot to the town gossip. And humility, being open to seeing different viewpoints, being receptive to new understandings, not stuck in our perceptions or our interpretations of how things are. Quality number 6 is equanimity, having a balanced and even state of mind, not being whipped about by our emotions, either negative or affirmative. The last one is love, remembering that we're direct descendants of unconditional love and that we are the perfect delivery systems for it on this planet. All that is required is to turn love, the noun, into love, the verb. And so that's when we actively engage in love. Here's a little story about actively engaging in love for self. A little boy was overheard talking to himself as he strode through his backyard wearing his baseball cap and toting a ball and bat. "I am the greatest baseball player in the world," he said proudly. And then he tossed the ball in the air, swung, and missed. And undaunted, he picked up a ball and he threw it up in the air again. And he said, "I'm the greatest player ever." And he swung at the ball again, and again he missed. And so he paused a moment to examine the bat and ball carefully. And then he threw it up in the air and said with conviction, "I am the greatest baseball player that ever lived." And he swung the bat hard and then again missed the ball. And then he said, "Wow, what a pitcher." Now that was a beautiful moment of self-love. Can you have a moment like that with yourself? Can you have moments like that with another person? When we, as Ernest Holmes said, let love point the way, then that is when we've returned home. And we will know deeply and powerfully that that's true for the first time. So as we explore this intrinsic quality of beyond self or into our authentic self, I want to tell you about a study done a number of years ago. A college professor had his sociology class go into the Baltimore slums filled with poverty violence to take case histories of 200 young boys. And they were asked to write an evaluation of each boy's future. And in every case, the students wrote, he doesn't have a chance to make anything of himself. And 25 years later, another sociology professor came across this earlier study, and he was curious to see how accurate these predictions were. So he had his students follow up on the project that had happened and what had happened to these boys, and they were able to track down 180 of the 200 boys. And of the 180, 176 of them had pulled themselves out of the slums and made something of their lives. They had, in fact, achieved more than ordinary success in all the spectrum of professions. And finally, they looked and they found that all of these subjects were in the area, and they were able to find them and ask each one, how do you account for your success? And in each case, there was a reply, and with deep feeling, there was a teacher. Well, this really piqued the professor's interest, so he set out to find this teacher. Unfortunately, she was still alive. She lived in the Baltimore area, and they sought her out. She was old, but still very sharp, and they asked her what magic formula she had used to pull these boys out of poverty into successful lifestyles. And the teacher's eyes sparkled and her lips broke into a smile, and she said, "There's no magic formula. I just love these boys." Bertrand Russell, who was a brilliant mathematician and accomplished though controversial philosopher, wrote in his book, The Impact of Science, of the Science of Civilization, he wrote, "The root of the matter is very simple and old-fashioned. So simple, I'm almost ashamed to mention it, for fear of a derisive smile of wise cynics who greet my words. The thing I mean, please forgive me for mentioning it, is love. If you feel this, if you have a motive for existence, a guide for action, a reason for courage." And what do you suppose he means? He meant the love that Jesus had. And one of his most beautiful teachings was what? The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And the thing is, that isn't just found in Christian doctrine. A version of it is found in every world religion. And here are a few. Hinduism, do not to others which if done to thee would cause thee pain. This is the sum of duty. Or Buddhism, hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Or Islam, no one is a believer until he desires for his brother what he desires for himself. Or Judaism, thou shalt not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the children of thy people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. So here's the deal. Out beyond selves are direct descendants of unconditional love. Dennis Merritt Jones said, when we strip away the many masks we wear, the core of who we are is really the essence of love in its purest state. So we're each filters through which love flows. And if you think about this, your authentic self is the direct descendant of unconditional love, a love that makes you the perfect delivery system for love on this planet. And so what is required is that we turn everything into love. And so I bless you, and I urge you to practice that this week, to find ways in which you can give unconditionally to all those you see around you. And so we'll have a song from Steve and Kristi. Thank you.
This is a new song. So you'll be the first people to hear this, except for Kristi and I. We've been working on it, trying to sufficiently memorize things so that we'll be able to perform it. Okay, so this is called Yesterday's Poem. There comes spring on the prairie. It comes back to life. In the heart of the winter, you never were sure anything would survive. You plant all your seeds. You expect them to grow. Harvest will come, though you thought you might run, you never do go. This is yesterday's poem. It's tomorrow's poem too. A poem for the ages, expressing my rage. It's a poem of love too. We hold on to our crisis, hold it into our lives. We bleed deep from the cuts of the folding too often into 99 knives. We all watch the drama as every year it unfolds. The fires, the droughts, the winters that last, and a year that's grown old. This is yesterday's poem. It's tomorrow's poem too. A poem for the ages, expressing my rage. It's a poem of love too. Life has never been easy. Working out on the farm, too many times broken bones, too many years broken prices, broken too much alone. Yet we plow all our fields till furrows run through our sleep. Plant crops we hope will grow, that enough rain will fall before harvesting week. The hours turn into days, the days turn into weeks, turning into the months, turning into the years where the waters run deep. This is yesterday's poem. It's tomorrow's poem too. A poem for the ages, expressing my rage. It's a poem of love too. Thank you.
So thank you, Steve and Kristi. So it's time for our offering. The usher would come forward, and we're going to have, we like to say the blessing over the offering, which is in your program. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Once again, I invite you to close your outer eyes with me and know the truth. The truth is that the beautiful sunlight, the clouds, the rain, all of what we see in nature and all of what we don't actually see with our own eyes in nature, it is all spirit. Spirit moves in, as, and through everything in the universe. We are its legs, we are its mouths, we are its hands. And all of those angels of the road, angels of the medical system, angels of lightness, they are all also moved and innervated by Spirit. And so I'm just so grateful knowing that whatever healing need we have, it is available to us. The ideas, the love, the attracting to ourselves those angels to help us at just the right time, and our acceptance of their help. I'm just so grateful knowing all these truths, and I release them into the universal law where it is done and it is so. And so it is.
So many things to remember. Putting your mask on, taking your mask off. What are you going to do?
We're always pleased to be invited back here with you good people. And thank you for weaving that song so beautifully into your speech there, Bev. And especially pleased that this song is in your program if you care to sing along with us, and that Terry is going to play with us.
Everybody needs a little comfort now and then. Everybody needs a little love. Everybody needs to feel alright with things. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always go easy. Sometimes it goes sideways down a long dirt road. Till everybody needs a little help now and then. Everybody needs a little love. You can feel alright, got a pretty good hand. You don't know what the dealer's gonna throw. One day you're sitting pretty and the money's rolling in. You think you've got the cards, but you don't know. Everybody needs a little comfort now and then. Everybody needs a little love. Everybody needs to feel alright with things. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always go easy. Sometimes it goes sideways down a longer road. Till everybody needs a little help now and then. Everybody needs a little love. You can see other people, those people see you. You don't know what those other people know. They don't know you from Adam, you don't know them. You'll get to know them if you take it slow. Everybody needs a little comfort now and then. Everybody needs a little love. Everybody needs to feel alright with things. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always go easy. Sometimes it goes sideways down a longer road. Still everybody needs a little help now and then. Everybody needs a little love. It's a very nice spring, the planting is going well. You're hoping everything you planted grows. There could be Everybody needs a little comfort now and then. Everybody needs a little love. Everybody needs to feel alright with things. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always go easy. Sometimes it goes sideways down a long dirt road. Still everybody needs a little help now and then. Everybody needs a little love. Everybody needs a little comfort now and then. Everybody needs a little love.
So thank you all for being here. We'll see you next week. If you'd like a ticket to the show, the big show, we've got them. And thank you again. God bless you.